Now then, you beautiful people, hope you're all doing okay. Thank you for joining us once again. It is much appreciated. Sorry about the inconsistency at the moment with my uploads. My head's just not in it. I'm losing the will to live with content creation. Just falling out of love with it as such. Contemplating giving up YouTube. Just plodding away on Instagram. Maybe even giving TikTok up. I don't know whether it's just me who goes through these phases. I don't know. I'd like to stick to it, but it's a lot of time, a lot of effort. And the views aren't quite what they used to be anymore. I don't know if my content's got worse or what I'm doing wrong to why people aren't watching as much anymore. If you still enjoy it, let us know. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're liking the video. I know we said we're going to start doing a like target. We hit 150 easy last time. Let's try 200 this time. So 200 likes. If you like the video, smash the like button. Enough of me babbling. Let's get into it. Right, so we've been called to this bath, which has leaked downstairs through into the dining room. What I suspect it is yes, out of there, the trap. It's quite loose, is that, to be fair. So what we're doing, I've brought another one with me. We're also going to replace the trap as well. Get them taken out, swapped out. Hopefully, fingers crossed, no more leaks. So, first job, we'll get this trap out of the way. Move that to one side. Lovely bit of hair there. I've got to say, plumbing is a gross job. Put that out of the way for now. And then, we need to work out how this comes apart. Screw out. Oh yeah, all screwed out. And that's dropped down. So one bit out of the way. Two bits out of the way. And then, usually, underneath there's a screw, which is usually a small posi, which is there. Would you be interested in me doing a load out tour of this bag? I've had it a few months now. The Vito Pro Pack OT-SC, really handy, small dropping bag for anyone that likes an open tote. So, there you go. I thought I had it. Where's my other? Seized on. I'll try to snap it off. The screws out. Come off. Sure that screws off there. Don't want to pull too much because I don't want to crack the bath. Last thing I want to do. There you go. And then that should screw out. that. So with that out of the way, some of these really crap wipes from Screwfix. Get all this cleaned up. I know I say it all the time about toilets not using silicone, but in my opinion, on bath wastes, they're a must. Especially pop-up bath waste, because you're twisting the overflow all the time, and that's going up and down, there's a lot of movement, it's eventually going to make its way loose. So silicone it up, you shouldn't, fingers crossed, never have any problems. So we'll just get a bit of tissue roll and dry that up. And now we can get that into place. So let's start with the bottom, the plug itself. And all we have to do is take this apart. It says, no, it ain't. It's a bolt inside, which is better. I prefer them ones, to be honest. I feel like you get a lot better fixing. So it comes with a bit that goes underneath, your rubber washer, and then you've got two other washers here, a rubber washer and a foam washer. Personally, I bid them both. Silicone, get as much as you can on there, just to fill that gap. Like so. And then what I like to do is put a small little bead, not much on this bit, like so. Pop your rubber onto place, and then a bit of silicone on top as well. You don't have to go silly. Like that. Then we're going to get our chisel to the hand ready. So what we're going to do is tighten that up using our chisel in that slot there. So get that in there, that in the bath, ready to go. I'm going to get my tissue and dry that up. There's a bit of water dripping out of this tap. There. Slot that underneath. And then drop that down like so. Pull through. Tighten it up. With that tightened now, we'll just smear all the silicone off. Better with wipes, to be honest, than tissue roll. Just got all that cleaned down. One thing to double check before you go any further as well is that underneath your washer hasn't come off, because sometimes they can come loose and make their way to one side when you tighten it up. It's the last thing you want to happen. So once you're happy with that, we'll then get our trap into place. So you don't have to change the trap. Let's pop that in there so we don't lose it. You don't have to change the trap, but while I've got it all open, I'm going to change it anyway, just because that doesn't look a very good quality one, and this is McAlpine, the elite of traps. So undo the bottom of this one, Whenever you knew the nuts and washers, put that in the sink up there, out of the way. Don't put it in the bath because you're going to get wet if you do. New nut on. Red plastic nut, washer first, and then your rubber washer. Now what you do, put that into there. Make sure that's tight into there and tight at the back as well. Right, once you're happy, you've done all underneath there, we can move over to doing the overflow. So with the overflow, a bit similar to the underneath bit, you've got your fixing bolt on top, your rubber washer and your back plate, and then also finishing chrome cover, which you use as your handle to turn it up and down. So what I'm going to do, exactly the same as what I did over there. It's a little bit of silicone. Some people are going to be screwing at me saying I don't need silicone, but for, like I said before, it's a moving part which can be forced out of place later down the line. It might not leak straight away, but as you can see with this one, it's eventually come loose and it's leaked through the ceiling. So don't put any silicone on this bit, all the silicone on there. We'll put that on so it's roughly centre, but with these lugs that you've got on here, it should line itself out and align itself to centre. You can see there where the lugs touching the side of the overflow. It's now in the centre position. So with that in, get that out of the way. What we need to do now is get this onto here. I've just realised I've not adjusted my plug, so when I'm twisting that, it's not hitting the bar underneath and not popping up. So easiest way to do that is to take the trap out underneath, or if you've got selected tools, you may be able to prise that up, which we might just give a try with a little pick, see if we can just prise it up. But I don't want to damage this side of it, or if you've got anything that can create a suction to pull it up, you could do it with that, but I haven't. So what I'm going to do is just pop the trap back off and poke it up out of place, if we can reach it. There we go. See under there, you need to make that a bit longer and then screw that nut up, locking nut to lock it into place, and then hopefully with that in now, see when we twist it, it's going up and down. I need to make sure it's at the right height, but it looks like it's okay. And once you're happy, you can put your front cover on. And what I like to do is make sure your hole is at the bottom, or as close to the bottom as you can. And then just tighten it up. And then don't do what I nearly just did and test it out before putting your trap back on. Because last thing the customer wants is more water going through the ceiling. So, get all this out of the way. Make sure that's working, which it is. I think I might just adjust that a little bit more. Slowly just opening. So again, just screw that up and then pop that back down like so. So we've got a bit more of a bigger gap now, and it's still closing down when we put it to the off position, closed position, sorry. So what we'll do first of all is just run our tap, get these out of the way, run our tap, make sure we've got no leaks, and then we're going to fill the bath up and check that it's not leaking with a full bath, because last thing we want, because some leaks only show when you've got a massive water going away at once. Just like that, we're all filled up to the past the overflow. Nothing seems to be leaking from the overflow itself or the waste or anything like that. So what we'll do now is twist the plug, let the plug pop up, and then flush this bath away, check in our overflow, where our overflow pipe next to our waste, where our trap next to our waste, and also where our trap next to our pipe. That way we know nothing's leaking. We'll also go check back downstairs and make sure we've got no water coming through the ceiling, and make sure everything's dry. This bath is not fit very well, it's not screwed down. That bit over there is fit on a bit of wood. Oh dear, oh dear. So, enough of me criticising other people's work, because that's what I like to do. Well, yeah, pop that up. That's now flushing away, and all seems good. So, with first instance, everything looks okay. So as long as nothing's leaking downstairs, job's a good one. On to the next. Right then, you beautiful people, we have got another job, a little job to do, but nothing major. I can't actually show you inside because the customer's out, and I've not got a key to get inside. But what problem is, basically, there's a toilet upstairs, there's a toilet downstairs, there's no vent on the pipe, which is causing, when they're flushing the toilet upstairs, to get a bit of a backflow down the downstairs toilet. I think it's possibly because of it. There's no vent. There's no vent inside. Can't see a vent inside. So I think that might be the problem. Either that, or at the back of where it goes back through the wall, it tees directly into the back of the toilet and then goes down. But it's all concealed away. It's all plastered. Don't really want to damage this. So either way, it needs a vent. So we're going to get that done first. See if that sorts the problem. If not, then we're going to have to cut a hole in the wall inside at a later date once we see if the problem is still there or not. So it should be straightforward. I think the ex-homeowner who had the property before this customer did have done most of this itself, because they clipped it with a bit of black gal band, which is not right, as we all know. And yeah, there's no vent. So what we're going to do is take that elbow out, tee in there, 245s just to get it past the window, put a vent in top there, and get a couple of clips in here and there just to support it correctly. And fingers crossed that sorts of situation. We'll see. I think it will. I don't know. What's your opinion? What would you go to first? Would it be the vent, or would it be taking a hole in the toilet downstairs to see if there is a bit of backflow going because it's teed in incorrectly? Let us know in the comments below. Let's crack on. First job whenever working on soil pipes. Gloves on. So with that in there, I think what I'm gonna have to do is maybe, we've only got 2 singles, is it's a bit close to the window. I think by the time we've got the pipe in and the clip on, the clip's gonna overhang the window. We'll take this top 45 out, I'm gonna spin it round with a bit of pipe in between just to bring it a bit further over, and then with a 4-inch pipe with the socket end onto the top, and then we'll just put a bird cage up there just under the under the toffets. A couple of clips. Get a clip on here, clip on there, clip on there, clip on there, and a clip on there, probably in the middle somewhere, just to give it some support. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this stops the backflow problems. Up we go again. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Hopefully. Push it straight in. Moves it over to the left even. And that's better. We can now get the pipe in. Get an actual clip in there without it hitting onto the window. So, get a tape measure, measure what distance we've got from A to as high as possible really, and then cut that to length, get our bird cage on, and slot it in place. I would not recommend this pipe lube. It is absolute garbage. What nightmare that was pushing. Right. Quickly jump up there, get some clips in before a big gust of wind comes and blows that down. And then clip on there. Bob's your uncle. Fallon's your aunt and Macca's your plumber. I ain't been called Macca, I don't know why I just call myself Macca. And we're all done. Just need to get them little stickers off there. Pet hate of mine is when people leave the stickers on. So I just move the ladder, get back up there, take them stickers off, and we're all done and dusted. So ring the customer, let them know I'm all done. Get them to test it out this evening. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's all okay. And I can send an invoice over and get it all invoiced and paid. And we don't have to come back and cut holes in plasterboard walls to access whatever's behind the toilet where the pipe goes through the wall and back into the ground. Praying to God it doesn't have to be done. Right, we'll show you exactly how to swap a toilet. This one's been an absolute pain. Tried repairing it a few times and it's, yeah, still leaking. So we're going to swap the toilet out. I think there's a hairline crack in the cistern which is causing it to leak underneath. So get the water turned off and drained down, get the fixing bolts taken out, and get the toilet removed. So with that toilet out of place, we can start getting prepped, ready to go out. So we get the old flexi off because it's seen better days, is that flexi. We're going to put a new one in with the isolator built into the actual flexi itself. People don't like flexis, but for back-to-wall toilets similar to this, it's just a lot easier than having rigid pipe work. So we get that tightened off in place, and then we need to remove the old fixing brackets that are tightened down to the floor, and also pop the pan connector in there ready to go. After a short while later, that finally gave way and we got that out of place. We get that cleaned up and start making the toilet up now.
always on when you're making your toilets up, you don't need silicone, especially on the fill valve and the flush valve. All the times I ever use silicone on toilets is on the fixing bolts underneath, especially the plastic ones. They're not brilliant. If you use the better quality ones, with the metal bar where you actually fix it to the cistern and then to the pan, you don't need silicone on them. But these ones, I highly recommend you use silicone, because you never know, it could possibly leak. So push that into place and get it marked up on the floor around the bottom. So what we do is have a little pencil mark where the holes are, and also on the wall, get it screwed back to the wall. So pop that out of place, get your holes drilled. And also on this toilet, unfortunately, with the new toilet, and the pan connector doesn't quite line up. So what we're going to have to do is chop a section of the soil pipe back, replace it, and use a different pan connector. I was going to use just a straight pan connector, but instead on this one we're going to use a flexi pan connector, just to make life a little bit more simpler and a little bit easier for us installing the toilet. So with the pan connector in position now, we can push the toilet back, connecting the pan connector up, and also then connecting the cold feed up. We're not going to fix it down to the floor or to the walls just yet. We're going to test the toilet out. We're going to run a little bit of water through and then give it a full flush. Test it, putting our hand down the back, feeling all the connections, making sure we've got no leaks under the back of there. Once you're happy you've done that, you can then get it fixed down to the floor and then back to the wall. Don't need to silicone at the back of the toilet. The fixing screw bolts are fine. I know some toilets don't have them fixing points, so you have to silicone, but I prefer you don't silicone at all. Then once you've got your flush button in and get your toilet seat fitted, really simple to fit a toilet seat. I've had a few customers ask me recently how to fit a toilet seat, and if you didn't know how, this is how. Really simple. Push your fixing into place, screw it from the top down. It's not like they used to be. Well, you can still get toilets like them where you fix from underneath. A lot of toilets these days are fixed from above. With the toilet seat all in position now, and you're happy where it is, and you've checked there's no leaks, we can move over to siliconing around the bottom of the pan. I use clear silicone just because I think it looks better than white silicone, and white silicone, in my opinion, stands out like a sore thumb. But it's each to their own. You do what you want to do. So that is how I fit a toilet. Very simple. Another happy customer. On to the next.